morning, chat. Yeah, I got these cool new screens. They don't work every time, so I need to input them in every time, but they do work. I'm just getting Fortnite loaded up. So, I know we were meant to do the brain rot stream, but then I saw that there's a tournament at 7 o'clock in zero build. And I'm actually decently ranked, but I still want to get to a decent rank. So yeah, we're just gonna have some fun and play some Fortnite. Alright, let's switch it over to... Oh, that's not right. Okay, it has to be window capture. Yeah, Fortnite client. Weird. Give me a second. I'll put up the screen while I figure this out. Okay, that doesn't show up with anything. If I do window capture, the Windows Fortnite. Okay. But it still has the image. Because it's on the top. Hold on. Let me try. Oh my god, it's layered. Hold up. Sorry for the delay. Okay. Fortnite is acting normal. There we go. Alright. So this tournament, let me just show you the tournament page. It's the Solo Ranked Cup 0 build. I would get this umbrella if I win. But if you get all the way up, you can get null if you get top 2 in platinum. Top 10 in Unreal. So I'm not getting to these in solos. Oh, so I'm going to be listening to an audiobook for most of this. So for the first couple games, you'll hear my dialogue. But then, for the rest of the time, you will not hear dialogue or game audio. I don't even think you can hear game audio right now. Hold on. No, game audio is on. Wait a second. Sorry. So I like Zero Build because I don't really know how to build. Sorry again. There's 11 hours until the tournament. I will be streaming the tournament. It's on NA Central. Hold on. Let me just make sure I'm on NA Central. I'd be game. Region, NA Central. Alright, so there should be some lag. I don't know why it's on Central Time. So it's are that many people playing Battle Royale? Here we go. So this is just me kind of training up for the tournament. Playing a bunch of Fortnite and dropping at my drop spot every time. I got that tip from GTX Insanity last night when I told him that I was doing this. I was like, hey, can you help me get good? And he was like, yeah, of course. So, for those of you who don't know, I started playing ranked 8:30 last night. Right. With one drop spot, and that's Battlewood. Because Battlewood is a really good drop shot, and I also just dropped the Where We Dropping pistol. It's pretty useless. Look at this umbrella. I believe I have visual sounds on. I mean, I'll find that out. So, an assault rifle will always be over here. I learned that from watching a video from one of the top Fortnite players out there. Oh my god, I'm about to get the greatest sneak attack ever. I know exactly what building he's in. This building is absolutely huge. I don't know. Also, this isn't a duos tournament. This is solos. So, this is my first tournament, and it's a solos. Oh my god. A kid's using the Tetris Rift. Pocket item. Even if this stream gets lost, I'll still have all the experience. Whoa. Hey, bro. Gonna run. Oh my god. I don't have a shotgun. I don't have a shotgun. I've learned that I need a pistol, a shotgun, and a uh, assault rifle in order to succeed. So you will now stop hearing my voice, and I will start listening to my audio. Hello.
Now, the first thing to decide is this. Who is going to go with Charlie to the factory? I will, shouted Grandpa Joe, leaping out of bed once again. I'll take him. I'll look after him. You leave it to me. Mrs. Bucket smiled at the old man. Then she turned to her husband and said, How about you, dear? Don't you think you ought to go? Well, Mr. Bucket said, pausing to think about it. No, I'm not so sure that I should. But you must. There's no must about it, my dear, Mr. Bucket said gently. Mind you, I'd love to go. It would be tremendously exciting. But on the other hand, I believe that the person who really deserves to go most of all is Grandpa Joe himself. He seems to know more about it than we do, provided, of course, that he feels well enough. Yippee! Shouted Grandpa Joe, seizing Charlie by the hands and dancing round the room. He certainly seems well enough, Mrs. Bucket said, laughing. Yes, perhaps you're right after all. Perhaps Grandpa Joe should be the one to go with him. I certainly can't go myself and leave the other three old people all alone in bed for a whole day. Hallelujah! Yelled Grandpa Joe. Praise the Lord! At that point, there came a loud knock on the front door. Mr. Bucket went to open it, and the next moment, swarms of newspapermen and photographers were pouring into the house. They'd tracked down the finder of the fifth golden ticket, and now they all wanted to get the full story for the front pages of the morning papers. For several hours, there was complete pandemonium in the little house, and it must have been nearly midnight before Mr. Bucket was able to get rid of them so that Charlie could go to bed. Chapter 13. The big day arrives. The sun was shining brightly on the morning of the big day. The ground was still white with snow, and the air was very cold. Outside the gates of Wonka's factory, enormous crowds of people had gathered to watch the 5 lucky ticket holders going in. The excitement was tremendous. It was just before 10 o'clock. The crowds were pushing and shouting, and policemen with arms linked were trying to hold them back from the gates. Right beside the gates, in a small group that was carefully shielded from the crowds by
Alright, guys. I just realized I can't play the tournament. I need to do all this hardware crap, and I really don't want to do that. Let me look. Let me see what. Okay. Yeah, so. Sorry, it's just. Wait a second. Yeah, I always need to just enable TPM and enable secure boot. Should I do that? BIOS? It's a BIOS feature. I'm not messing with the BIOS chip, bro. So yeah, I'm sorry. I just don't want to enable BIOS features. I know they're mostly safe, but I just don't want to mess with the BIOS. The BIOS is just a picture you click the power button on your computer. The BIOS talks to the computer and be like, hey, you need to turn on. If the BIOS gets corrupted, the entire computer's dead. So, I'm sorry. It's just not happening. See you guys in